Ever wished you could read someone's mind? Not with some kind of magic, but with actual science? Well, it turns out you can get surprisingly close. Today, we're going to break down 7 specific psychological cues that you can learn to better understand pretty much anyone. Okay, let's just dive right in with a quick test.
All right, I want you to do something for me. Think of a country, right now. The only rule is that its name has to start with the letter D. Go on, take a second, and lock that answer in your mind. You got one? Okay. I'm willing to bet that for a whole lot of you, the country that just popped into your head was Denmark. Am I right? It's totally fine if you thought of something else, but let's just keep going with this.
Now for part 2. Take the second letter of the country you were just thinking of. So for many of you, that's going to be the letter E. And now think of an animal that starts with that letter.
Let me guess. An elephant? Crazy, right? See, this isn't a magic trick. It's just a little demonstration of how our minds tend to follow these predictable patterns. And learning how to spot those patterns in other people, well, that's the real key to understanding them.
So, let's move beyond the cool party trick. We're about to walk through 7 really powerful cues that are all backed by psychology. Now, just a quick disclaimer, these are not foolproof ironclad rules. People are complicated, right? Think of these more like powerful indicators, clues that can give you a serious edge in figuring out what people are really thinking and feeling.
Okay, our first cue is all about the eyes. You've probably heard the saying, the eyes are the windows to the soul. And honestly, when it comes to memory, there's a whole lot of truth in that. When you ask someone a question, where they look can give you a huge hint about whether they're pulling up a real memory or maybe, just maybe, making something up.
So here's the general pattern to watch for. If a right-handed person looks up and to their left, they're typically accessing their memory, actually recalling something that happened. But if they look up and to their right, they're often firing up the creative part of their brain. This could mean they're constructing a story or fabricating something. Now, of course, this isn't 100% accurate for every single person, but it is a surprisingly strong pattern to keep an eye out for.
Next up, we're diving into the incredibly rich world of body language. Our bodies are constantly sending out signals, even when we don't realize it. This next section covers 4 really distinct cues. Think of these as quick-fire tells that can reveal a person's true state of mind.
Cue number 2, hand signals. If someone's arms are folded up tight, or you see them constantly rubbing their palms together, it's often a dead giveaway that they're feeling uncomfortable or, frankly, just not interested. On the flip side, open hands and using expressive gestures, that shows they're engaged and totally receptive to what you're saying.
Our third cue is so simple, but it's wildly accurate. Just look where their feet are pointing. If their feet are aimed right at you, you've got their full attention. But if you notice their feet are angled away, maybe towards the door or just off to the side, it's a good bet their mind is already planning its escape from the conversation.
For cue number 4, let's zero in on the lips. Tucking the lips inward can signal nervousness or even deception. Biting the lip often means they're distracted. Their mind is somewhere else entirely. And if they cover their mouth while talking, that can be a subconscious attempt to literally hold something back. And the 5th cue from body language is all about head movement. You might think that someone nodding really fast means they agree with you, right? Well, a lot of the time, it actually signals impatience. They want you to hurry up and finish. A hand on the head or a wrinkled forehead usually indicates tension. But a slight head tilt toward you, that is a fantastic sign of genuine interest and curiosity.
All right, moving on to our 6th cue. This is something we see every single day. Smiles. But you know what? Not all smiles are created equal. And learning to spot a fake one is basically a social superpower.
Get ready for this statistic because it's a wild one. Research suggests that a staggering 90%, 90, of the smiles we exchange in our daily lives aren't actually genuine. Nope, they're just polite social courtesies, not real expressions of happiness. So how in the world can you tell the difference? Well, a genuine smile, what scientists call a Duchenne smile, involves the whole face. The real giveaway is the eyes. You'll see them crinkle up at the corners. It also tends to last for about 7 or 8 seconds. A fake smile, on the other hand, is shorter, maybe 4 or 5 seconds, and it's all in the mouth. The cheeks go up, but the eyes, they stay totally unchanged, almost lifeless.
And now for our 7th and final cue. This is a powerful little technique you can use when you really need to get a sense of whether someone is being truthful. Let's just call it the ultimate truth test.
The process here is deceptively simple. First, you ask a direct, really clear question. Then, and this is absolutely the most important part, you just stop talking. You pause. That silence creates this little vacuum that they will feel an intense need to fill. Finally, you pay super close attention not just to what they say, but how fast they say it.
See, the timing of their reply tells you almost everything. A response that comes out way too quickly, almost instantly, often means they had a pre-rehearsed answer ready to go, which can be a little suspicious. A reply at a normal conversational pace is a pretty good sign they're being honest. But if they hesitate, or stammer, or stutter, their brain might just be working overtime to construct a lie, right there on the spot.
So when you put all 7 of these cues together, it gives you this entirely new social toolkit. By just paying a little more attention to these subtle signals, you can gain a much deeper, more nuanced understanding of the people all around you.
So let's do a final, super quick recap of our 7 cues. You're going to watch the eyes for memory versus creation, look at the hands and feet for engagement levels, analyze the smile for those crinkles around the eyes, observe the lips and head for hidden anxieties, and finally, use that truth test to gauge the speed of a reply. Remember, this isn't about learning magic tricks to become a perfect mind reader. It's about having powerful indicators of what might be bubbling up just beneath the surface. So, the next conversation you have, just try to notice one of these cues. The real question is, now that you know the code,